Hi, I'm Hope from Los Osos Valley Nursery, and I wanted to show you how to plant an asparagus garden. We've had a lot of people asking with the asparagus roots in, how do I plant asparagus? It's very simple actually, and so you do want to start with some good soil. We're starting with fir mulch and soil booster, two of my favorites for gardens and overall planting. I'm also gonna add a little bit of the bone meal. This is just to add some potassium and some phosphorus for the to the soil. So I'll just take, it's probably going to equal about half a pound per, about 25 square feet. So it's just a small amount. If you wanted to do your garden vegan, then you would use rock phosphate. And and you could also mix it in beforehand. This way you get to see it and you know it's everywhere. I'm also going to add Sure Start, and this is a I just got dirt in my mouth. This is a fertilizer, and it's pretty it's a 462, so it's real close on the nitrogen and the potassium and the phosphorus. It's also, its main thing, that the reason that I use this is because it's going to have all kinds of endomycorrhiza, and it's going to have about 5 other types of fungi that are really good. It's like having a probiotic, and so this really helps get the roots established. And then you won't have to feed for a couple months, at least. And so what I've done here is I've made trenches, basically rows, and you want this part to be about 2 inches lower than the edge of your bed or level with your soil. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to spread the roots out. These are the purple asparagus. They are super sweet. They're larger, crispy. They literally are as sweet as an apple when you grow them at home. And so, but their roots get really big. So you want to have deep trenches, and you want to be able to place them over your beds, separating and kind of pressing down. You want them about 12 inches apart, 12 to 18 inches. Give them room to grow. These are going to grow for 20 years. So that once you do this bed, it's a perennial bed. You don't pull it up, you leave it every year, and we'll talk about top dressing it at the end. And so basically, I'm going to set those just about like so. And we'll just go through and and so you can even trim the roots a little bit if they're too long, or just cut them in. The roots that came in this year have been larger than any root I've ever seen. Here a little. And there we have it. There's also green asparagus. We have the Martha Washington, which is the common green asparagus that you see. And I am planting all purple because I love the purple, and it's been harder to get. These roots are $1.79, and they're 2-year-old roots. So if you're starting from a 6-pack, you're going to have to wait 2 years before you get any fruit or vegetable. But the great thing is, once you plant this, you have relatively low care. You do a trim. So you start your roots, and then it's going to be, they're going to grow up. This first year will take about half of the crop, and then the rest of that I'll let grow into this ferny, pretty, airy growth, and that growth will then, all the energy that goes up into that will then be saved for next year. It's going to go back down into the roots, and then that'll be next year's crop. So you want to have that. And then in the fall, you would go ahead and cut it all down, and then you would top dress with like manure, like horse manure, cow manure. Chicken manure you have to use sparingly, so maybe mixed with a little bit of compost because it's really hot. And then that's it. And they're low water, so you know, you probably get away with watering every 10 days depending on how rich your soil is. It'll stay wetter longer. So it's just kind of checking it again. Moisture meter comes to mind. Checking it to find out what your schedule will be. See if I can get in here. I've packed so many vegetables in lately. I'm running out of standing room for all of these. This might be a little close, but okay. You do want to pick a full sun spot, but they're pretty hardy to wind, and you know, maybe an area that's you don't have deer or rabbits, because they would love these. And I don't know if you can see, but you can already see some of these. I don't know if I can get that into the camera, but you can see the purple shoots already starting. Hopefully I got that in. I think we're good. It's driving me crazy. So now I'm gonna backfill my trenches with some soil booster. It's also a great workout. Just gonna cover those. These are all gonna settle down to, once I water them, they're gonna settle a little bit. And I'm not gonna bury the crown. So you'll see at the end, that crown is gonna be kept up a little bit. And then on this side, I can go ahead and I could grow lettuce in the other channels where I didn't have a lot of roots yet. Again, I'm using the organic garden booster. Really nice soil. And fur mulch, my favorite. Oh my gosh, on this one, fur mulch. And again, I'm trying not to bury the crowns just yet. I'll go ahead and bury crowns in about a month. So I'm just going to have that little top up, and then the crowns kind of rise. Wow, I'm stuck over here. fir mulch is a little bit richer than the soil booster. The soil booster, if you have heavier soil, gives nice drainage, but it still has a decent food value. I like them actually mixed together. Both are about comparable in price. So if you have heavy clay, soil booster would be the way to go, just because it might be a little bit better. And the sand, I like the fir mulch. Still, after 40 years, it's my favorite soil. And so you want to see, this is the crown. I'll show you. If I can zoom in over here. So this is last year's asparagus that is dried, one of the woodier stalks. But this is your crown, this is your root. And so this is where your asparagus is all going to start popping off of. And so we want to bury it to where my hand is, keeping that crown above. And after we cut them down, we'll top dress to about there, covering them with manure. You still want to be able to see them. And that's about it. And so with a little bit of physical labor, you can have an asparagus crop of your own. So we'll get these watered in, and they should be here for the next 30 years. Hopefully I will be.